What is up YouTube, Jamie the Kid 00 here, coming to you guys with a brand new video. So today we're going to be going through Chaos Machina Orcust, and the tops of these decks might look a little bit odd, but I promise there is a very traditional Orcust style deck hiding deep within here, but we'll get to that, you know, we'll get there eventually. So I promised you guys I was going to come back with a Machina Orcust build, which is going to happen here, and there is also going to be a combo variant video of this airing either tomorrow or the day after this video comes out. For the moment, I thought that this deck had been really bolstered by the release of the new Chaos cards in Toon Chaos. I'm a really big fan of what Dark Creator brings to the deck. However, due to the nature of the Dark restriction in the deck and the way the search spell Chaos Space works, it does place some restrictions on using that. So for the moment, we're just playing those creators, but I wanted to show you what the deck profile looks like with the Machina component and those creators, and then I'll also be bringing you some combos of what they can really bring to the deck. But let's dig into the list that I'm currently testing on Edo Pro. So for the Machina component, I'm playing one copy of Metal Cruncher, one copy of Megaform, one copy of Irradiator, and one copy of Fortress. Fortress is really only in here to take advantage of the sheer number of level 8s that we have in the deck, so we can summon this out as a kind of extra recursion and as an advantage builder. The real reason we're playing this whole engine is entirely for Machina Metal Cruncher to give us the ability to search out our Scrap Recyclers. Scrap Recycler is the absolute powerhouse of the deck for its combos, so we really wanted a way to search those out consistently. If you know the Machina engine, you'll know by now why we run these specific targets. Then for the Scrap Recyclers, we are playing 3 copies of them. We want to open them every single game. The fact that this is a non-once per turn Armageddon Knight for machine monsters is absolutely bonkers, and if you check out the combo video, you'll see exactly why they're disgusting. To go together with the Scrap Recyclers, we are playing the one copy of Scrap Golem for the full scrap combo. Again, Scrap Golem is old enough to not have a once per turn restriction, so when you can recur this back to the field with cards like World Legacy Succession, the card gets pretty nutty pretty quickly in the level of advantage it can generate you. And then normally this deck would play Jet Synchron, but I'll let you in on a little secret. We're not playing Halka Fibrax. So because we're not playing Halka Fibrax, we can actually get away with playing a more advantageous card to send to the graveyard to get us more advantage. And that card I'm testing at the moment is Crystron Rosenix. So wherein you would normally use your Scrap Recycler to send a Jet Synchron to the graveyard, we're now using it to send a Rosenix, banishing the Rosenix to special summon a machine token and letting us go into our machine link monsters that way around. The benefit of this being that Rosenix doesn't require a discard to trigger, and we don't need it to be a tuner or anything for that matter, so just giving us that extra token without the discard gives us that little bit more card advantage in hand. So that's the whole combo engine we're playing there. For the Orcust component, we are going to be starting off with a few proxies. I don't have access to Gearsus at the moment, so these 3 copies of Heart Horror are going to be my stand-ins for Gearsus for the moment. So Gearsu is a card that I think the deck can get away without playing, but as you'll see in the combo video that's coming up, it's absolutely essential for some of the massive advantage plays that you can generate using it, and it's a good 4th, 5th, and 6th starter for the deck if you don't find your way into your Scrap Recyclers. So it's just another power card that gives you further access to your powerful Orcust monsters, now that of course Harp Horror, the actual card, is gone. So yeah, that's why we're playing the 3 Gearsus. Again, like I said, it's not the most important starter, but it's definitely something you want to have in the deck if you have access to it. We're then playing 2 copies of Orcust Symbol Skeleton. Again, you really want these for recursion. We are playing the field spell after all, and it lets you go into double Orcust monsters for most of your combos. 2 Orcust Nightmare. This is the lifeblood of the deck now to give you access to most of your cards from your main deck, especially now that Harp Horror is gone. We're playing 2 of the World Legacy World Wand, the honorary Orcust monster, and then the 1 Gizmek Orochi. Then for the last few monsters to round out the system, we are playing 3 copies of the newly released The Chaos Creator. So The Chaos Creator is a new card from Toon Chaos that I absolutely love, and I'm trying to shoehorn it into as many decks as possible. You special summon it using a light and a dark monster, and with the way this deck actually works, we're not playing any light monsters in the main deck, but we're playing light monsters that are compulsory for you to go through in the extra deck. So if you've made any sort of realistic play, the Chaos Creator is then rendered live. What we use the Chaos Creator for is quite cool. You can use him in certain situations where if you're, say, mid-game, you can start using him to bring back cards like a scrap recycler that may have found, a scrap golem that may have found its way to be banished. Or you can very frequently use it to summon back things like Nightmare or things like Wand that are very consistently going to get banished and continue your plays from there. Then special summon out a Gizmek Orochi and overlay these for a level 8. Or alternatively, you can just use it to summon back the Wand and make a level 8 at the end of a lot of your Orcust combos. So it's just a 1-card free bolster to make a very, very, very powerful rank 8, which we'll get to in a little bit. And then the last monster we're playing in the deck, because we have to play something super broken in 2020, that is 1 Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. We are playing the Union Carrier play, because I feel like that's the strongest thing you can play in this deck without playing Hulk of Fibrax. And I really wanted to bring you guys a deck that didn't play Hulk, because I know you're sick of seeing them. So we will move on into the spell lineup. It's the total monsters. I'm taking a risk by not playing hand traps, and I'm factoring it in a different manner. So for the spell lineup, we do have a few one-offs. We are playing the 1 Monster Reborn as the omnipotent combo extender, and then the 1 Foolish Burial, because it really is any card you want it to be. We're then playing 2 copies of World Legacy Succession to go together for the Lib combo. I wanted to play 2 because there was no other target that I wanted to search, and if I still made my Lib and I had drawn one of these, I still wanted to get the advantage of searching a second one, even if I am just going to be setting one of these to pop with my Scrap Wyvern when I'm making the Scrap Wyvern combo. But this is enough. You can probably experiment with a few of the other World Legacy cards, but this was really all I wanted to play for the moment. Then for the Orcust cards, I'm playing 1 copy of Orchestrated Babel. It's basically essential. And then 2 copies of Orchestrated Return. I feel like 3 is incorrect. You're not playing nearly as many Orcust monsters as you used to when you had things like Harp Horror, and they're much more important to have, and you're going to be sending them from the deck much more consistently. Also, if you play 3 copies of this, you are much more likely to brick, so I think 2 copies of Return is perfect for the list. We're not playing any Allures of Darkness. I feel as though, again, when you get to an Orcust monster, you kind of want to keep it in play and get it discarded to the grave if you really have quite a slow hand. And with the amount of additional Earth monsters we've put into the deck now, I don't think Allure of Darkness is all that wise, but 3 powerful cards that we do play are 3 copies of Machina Redeployment. This is entirely here to discard 1 and go the long way around to being reinforcement of the army for Scrap Recycler. So the only reason it's in there, it gives us access to our complete combo starter. So love that. I am playing 3 copies of Called by the Grave because, again, I still can't find my third. You absolutely need your combo to go off, and it is susceptible to hand traps. You do have some continuation if you get stopped once, but twice can be a bit of a struggle. So you always want to have those there as a way to out the first hand trap. And then the final spell I'm playing, because we are going to find ourselves going second into certain boards, is I'm main decking 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More, and of course I'm side decking the third. I wanted to keep this deck to 40 cards. The 41st card would 100% be another copy of Dark Ruler No More. But that's all I'm playing. And then I'm playing 2 traps because I want to draw into them, and that is my Orcust Crescendos. I want to draw into Orcust Crescendo because I really, really, really want to be using Babel at the moment. So by playing that extra Crescendo, it just increases our odds to see it that little bit more. So for our extra deck, it's an absolute toolbox, and it's surprisingly tight. The whole reason I'm not playing Hulk of Fibrax is because, quite frankly, I don't have the space. But these are the cards I am playing in my list. So I'm playing 1 copy of Platinum Gadget. Platinum Gadget is something that's a bit more experimental, and it's definitely the 15th card in my extra deck. I'm playing this because you can make it with Gearsu when you open up with Gearsu and a Scrap Recycler, and you can get an absolutely nutty advantage play going, which we'll showcase in the upcoming video. 1 IP Masquerade, which is honestly self-explanatory at this stage. The 1 copy of Union Carrier for the Union Carrier Dragon Buster Sword combo, 1 Scrap Wyvern for the Scrap combo, and then the 1 Lib for the very similar World Legacy combo. And then the most important set of level 2 Link 2s in the deck, 2 copies of Galatea, the Orcust Automaton. She's still just as powerful as she always has been. Her search ability is ridiculous. Her self-protection is absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that you can turn her into Big Boy Dingirsu is also ridiculous. You don't quite need 3 anymore. You don't make them nearly as often, and you cycle them out of the grave a lot more. And we can also use Dark Creator to recycle them into the deck where we need to. So that's all the Link 2s we're playing, but it is quite a large number of them. And then for the Link 3s, playing one long gear suit, because when we are focusing on the Babel play, this is what we want to make. And we make it in almost every single one of the Scrap Recycler opening combos. He's just a very, very strong board deterrent to remove linked monsters from the equation. We're then playing one Nightmare Unicorn and then the one Topologic Trisbania because of its importance in the Eldritch matchup. A lot of people were very quick to note that I really should be playing it with Eldritch being something in the metagame right now. So correction has been made, and I'm pretty happy to have been playing it for my Edo Pro testing. I'm then playing for my Link 4s, one copy of Topologic Zero Boros, because no one can tell me that nuking an entire board almost for free is a bad thing, so absolutely love what Zero Boros brings to the deck. And then one copy of Access Code Talker, because I think that this is more variable than Boral Sword Dragon, and especially in tandem with cards like Dark Ruler No More, it's a much stronger way to clear your opponent's board as well. So I think Access Code Talker is very, very important. And then as a nice change from the deck, we're actually playing 3 XYZ monsters instead of 2. So we're playing 2 copies of the very standard Dingirsu, the Orcust of the Evening Star, and then we're playing 1 copy of number 22, Zombie Stein. So Zombie Stein I really, really like in the deck for a few little interactions. I mainly like it, of course, because we're going to be making it with the Dark Creator to give us protection and give us an extra negate on the board, basically for free if we happen to draw into the Creator too early, because we're primarily playing the Creator for late game. But what we also get to use the Zombie Stein for is in certain situations wherein, say, our opponent will activate Dark Ruler No More into us, you can have some rather interesting interactions wherein you can chain things like a set Called by the Grave if you had a reactive card like that, and then you can chain the Zombie Stein to actually target the Dark Ruler No More and turn it off that way around, because monsters can't trigger in direct response, but they can trigger in the same chain, which is a way to get around that whole situation. It also has a lot of other quite clutch and colourful interactions. It changes itself to defense mode, but most of your combos are going to have a Dingirsu on the field, so that Dingirsu can protect that Zombie Stein. So that brings me to the end of the main and extra deck. I don't really have a side to talk about just yet. Until we go back to tournaments, I'm not really going to be exploring what the side decks offer for the moment, for most of the decks I play, but I hope you have all enjoyed. Do give me your feedback on this slightly more chaotic variant in the comment section down below. It's very difficult to make a chaos version of Orcust because light monsters just aren't all that conducive to a deck that restricts you to darks, but the Chaos Creator, I guarantee you, is worth putting into this list. You are always going to put a light monster into the graveyard, absolutely guarantee it, and the amount of extension and recursion the card gives you is absolutely nuts. So with that said, I hope you have enjoyed. If you have enjoyed and you want to see that combo video, leave a like on the video, lets me know you want me to keep doing this sort of thing. Leave a comment down below on how I can improve or what deck profiles you want to see me do. Subscribe if you are new here, share this with your friends if you think they'll benefit from it. I hope you've all enjoyed. I will see you guys very, very soon with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content. Peace out. Bye-bye.